Hi guys, welcome back to the Flex podcast. I'm Tiana and I'm here with...
My name's George.
My name is Jordan.
And today we are going to be talking about all things Squid Game in light of season 2 coming out recently. Okay, first thing I wanted to ask you guys, like how long after it came out did you watch it? I watched it the day, I think.
I waited a week or two because I don't like... No, did I? Yeah, about a week and a bit because I don't like watching things when they're popping. But then, you know, it's too good. It's Squid Game, innit? So about a week.
Can anyone confirm the date it came out? Did it come out on Christmas Day?
I feel it came out...
I feel like it
Boxing.
came out...
around that day.
Boxing Day.
Because
Okay.
I watched... We weren't at work. We had the day off. And I spent the whole day watching it. Squid Games
Boxing, I'll say.
release.
Pretty sure the 26th. Because Christmas is crazy to release a brutal show like that, bro. Come on now.
Listen,
Day.
why don't...
Boxing Day, yeah.
We all sit around as a family and watch violence.
Exactly.
Isn't that... It's a game show, isn't it? It's quite Christmassy. No, so I only watched it last weekend.
Oh, okay.
So I'm a little bit late to season 2.
Okay.
I was very much on board with season 1 when that first dropped. But yeah, season 2, I didn't have to wait, but I let it kind of marinate a little bit.
Marinate, okay.
Yeah, because I was hearing some things through the grapevine, and I thought, you know what? And then I thought, yeah, I had some time over the weekend. One time, I thought, yeah, let's see what it's saying in season 2. And yeah, I wasn't disappointed. I was quite happy with it.
Bro.
I'd like to hear other people's thoughts, or if is that not jumping in too deep?
No. Yeah, so I was going to ask, like, how did you guys find it in comparison to the first season?
In comparison, personally, I think it did a really good job at like just delving into like character plots and like the more nitty gritty nature of Squid Game. Because obviously, without getting too deep right now, I feel like the whole Squid Games for me is about like human nature and how we're just so greedy. How greedy, do you know what I mean? So like, I think it did really well in exposing that in like characters like the plot. But I think first season did a different thing. You know what I mean? They did two different things very well. Like this season, I didn't really care about the characters getting killed off. Like Thanos and purple haired dude and them man getting killed off. I was like, alright. You know what I mean? I mean, he was bad anyways. But like in season 1, everyone that died, I was like, yo, bring them back. Even the like that guy, that bully guy. You know the bully guy that got okay, he wasn't nice. But the guy that got pushed
On the glass
thing. I kind of cared about him low key. I don't know why.
No, I didn't.
But, you know, but I care about him more than Thanos. I don't like Thanos, so like I stand on that.
See, I think for me, season 1, I think I related and enjoyed the characters a lot more than I did with season 2. I think when did season 1 come out? So I had to watch a little recap to see what happened. But season 1, you had the old man. You had there was a couple of the female characters as well.
Yeah,
and I think the games in season 1 were a lot better.
Yeah,
like
I thought so too.
The game where they had to with the rocks and the bag.
Yeah, and the marbles. Yep,
the marbles. That's right. I had to play marbles, and then the glass game. There was a lot more games in. I think with season 1, obviously they've left. Spoiler alert, season 2 on a bit of a cliffhanger before the games have finished, where we got to see the whole run of the games. And I think was there 6? Is there 6 games?
Season 1.
Yeah, I think that was the...
I'll believe you.
Yeah, I'm gonna say 6. Right. There was meant to be 6 games. Yeah. And I'm not sure how many we've seen so far in season 2. I think it might have only been 4, maybe 4 or 5.
And they weren't that good.
No.
Yeah. I mean, they also did one of them again, didn't they?
Yeah, and we had red light, green light come back one time. The carousel, that I think for me that was my episode of that one. For me, that's I haven't got the tune out of my head since I've been watching it. It's just been it's going around like a carousel, no pun intended, for the past couple of weeks. That episode for me, I think that was the greatest episode. Yeah, if not one of the best episodes.
Whoa, chill out, mate.
It was very good.
What? As in including season 1? You're saying
we can go there.
That's mental, bro.
I thought it was a very good episode.
That is mental.
I remember at the time I was really into it, but I don't think any of the games were that memorable. Like looking back, I'm just kind of like, okay. Like I feel like the games for the first one are even interesting to talk about. Like how are you going to get those marbles off of your like opponent? Like that's hard.
Yeah.
But then like the second one is like, let's all run into a room really quick. Like, do you know what I mean? Like it wasn't hitting the same for me. And I feel like, I don't know how I felt about the games changing. I kind of liked that they changed because it wasn't so predictable. Like we've seen it before. But I was also interested to see how the season 2 cast would do on the games that the season 1 cast did. Like I was wondering if they would pick up on the same sort of like tactics that the season 1 lot did, especially with like the tug of war one where the old man knew all of the stuff to do. But then season 2 we got new games apart from the first one. Do you think they keep the first one like all the time
for red light, green light?
Yeah.
I think they had to. They probably had to bring red light, green light back.
I mean, there's like, it's one of those things where, not that they did it for this reason, but for marketing purposes, like red light, green light, you're the whole they go. But like they made music.
Wow, do that one more time.
I didn't know. Oh, just are those
just
the
say
words?
red light or green light.
There's another.
You could have just hummed it.
Hey, forgive me, guys. But like they made tracks out of that, bro. They made Amapiano remixes out of, like, I feel like they brought it back for, you know what I mean, a bit of
the marketing, be marketing, man. Call of Duty jumped on Squid Game.
Yeah. Bro.
Fortnite probably on Squid Game.
Okay.
Like this
is something that like I really wanted to talk about, is like the marketing of Squid Game, because I've seen like a lot of analysis videos about it and stuff, and like it's kind of exploiting what Squid Game is about, which is like the rich kind of like making fun of the poor people and exploiting them. And then they went ahead and they like marketed it like crazy. They made like the real life Squid Game situation, and then Mr. Beast did one as well, which was fun. Like I watched it, but it is kind of like he is really rich, and he is also like, and then like the contestants are like, like my mom's really sick, like let's get like $1,000 for her. And then it's like, are you not doing the thing that the show is supposed to be like critiquing us on?
Wasn't ready.
Fair point.
Wasn't ready for that. That's, hey, as you said though, as I said earlier, it's just exposing human nature. Like, I'm not saying what they went on a game show. You know, game show's been running for time. I don't know how long, but yeah, that's literally the way you put it. Like, damn, you actually caught me off guard. I don't know what to say. I actually don't know what to say. Like, they are doing exactly that thing, but I think it's seen in a different light because, one, you know, because it's a popular show, so people are looking at it like, they're just doing it in paying homage to it, I guess, you know, like, it's popping, everyone loves it, you know, kids are flipping watching it at this point, like. But
what is that?
Yeah, bro.
What is that? My brother has like the costume, like the red guard costume, and I'm like,
can't lie, I want one.
You're 7.
They're very cool.
They are cool.
I mean, you see the mask. I think I can't remember when it came out last time, season 1. But that Halloween, everyone was a god, or everyone. And did they not sell the merch in Primark?
They did.
Yeah,
bro.
Primark. Yeah.
Lucrative.
Yes. And it's I mean, it sells, doesn't it?
It's very unique in like, it's very much its own thing. Although I've got to be honest, maybe it's because I haven't watched it, but the people dressing up as the guards really gave me like Money Heist vibes. I haven't watched it, but I just always see people like dress up as it.
But Money Heist? Hey, let me stop. You guys need to watch
for another podcast.
Yeah, that's another one. Oh my god.
Just going on the like appeal it has to children. I was just wondering, like, what did you guys think about the fact that it's all like childlike games? It's not like mature adult games that they play in the show.
I think where it's, first of all, big up Korea, right? And this is, I think the concept of the show is I think is a very clever one, because the concept of the show is these games are played by the majority of people who live in Korea, and so they were very familiar with these
we were not
with these games.
The Squid Games, the last one that's called like Squid Game. I could not follow that.
We have as a nation, we have our own kind of similar games. Like red light, green light would be What's the Time, Mr. Wolf.
Yeah.
So and there are similarities in these games, but I think if you were to make a British Squid Games, we'd be doing up
Ring around the rosies,
British Bulldog and knock down Ginger, and just that would be our version of it. So it's incredibly clever how they've marketed, because I think for the general public to think, what is this show of Korean school ground games like that none of us have ever heard of before, but we get it. We get it because these games, although they kind of are children's games, they are difficult
and they're delivered well. Like we can tell.
Yeah.
And we can all think, I could do that. Like I could throw the rock and hit the thing. And, but could I if my life was on the line?
Yeah. Literally.
I think it's very, very clever how they've done it.
I want to ask you, Tiana, do you think like they did that on purpose? Do you think that there's some sort of underlying like meaning? Oh, both of you really. Is there like underlying meaning of why they've done it? Why kids games, bro? Yeah. Why have they done it like that? Why is it not like a free for all? Like everyone just kill each other. Why is it a game?
Yeah,
it's entertaining. I think that's it. I think it's the entertainment value of it.
I think it is entertaining, but like that's a very good question to ask me, Jordan, because like I studied English lit, so I really believe that every art piece has intention and has meaning behind it. Specifically with this, I don't know. I think it's kind of maybe speaking on like the immaturity of it all. Like I feel like because it's a child game, we can see more objectively how absurd it is, because if you think about it, it's just gambling. Like it's gambling at the highest stakes. But if we had all of the cast in like a casino instead, it might not seem so crazy to us. We might be like, yeah, that's fair, you've got nothing left, like you might as well, I don't really know what you do at a casino. Poker, I don't know. But like a life or death poker game, whilst that is crazy, it doesn't seem as crazy as like red light, green light. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right. That's smart. I think definitely, as you were saying, like showing the absurdity of it. But I also think like it's to play on the like. Now I've lost my point. Because I've been speaking about it, and now it comes down to like. Because it's like childlike games, I think it's like a juxtaposition. Remember that word? Like a juxtaposition. Like these are serious. Like you're in serious debt. You're in big trouble. Like you've got nothing left, type thing. Ian Buildings. And then you know what I mean. But you're playing children's games to get your money. It's like it's a big like juxtaposition. And I think they're just playing around with themes and like it's a children's game, but you're gonna lose your life. So it's like two things that you're.
I think that gave a lot of people. A lot of the people who were playing the games a lot of confidence, thinking, I can do this. Going back to what I was saying earlier, like they say, oh yeah, we played these games, but maybe it was 20 years ago. Yeah. But then you've got the old man in the first game. He knew how to do tug of war, and he helped them win the game. Yeah. But I find the show quite fascinating, in all honesty. Thinking back to, and this kind of ties into youth work in a way as well, in how the groups form. So in the first round, you've got 100 or however many people get put in, and then how the group divides, how they vote to stay in the game, how they vote to leave the game, and then how little kind of sub factors and subgroups form and build. We learn a little bit about that doing youth work, especially, and noticing how young people kind of form different groups, and one will have a leader, and some of them quite quiet, but then those are the ones that actually come to the forefront in certain situations. So I find it's a very, very interesting.
Yeah, seeing how people work.
Okay, I wanted to talk about let's talk about race, let's talk about culture. So I was sort of thinking, I saw a video analysis where this guy argued that Thanos is us, like the audience, and that's why he speaks in English sometimes, and how he doesn't take the games very seriously because we don't. Which I don't know how much I agree with that. I think he was just a bit high, personally. But it did make me think about I forget what they called, the people who watch them from higher up, with the weird masks on. And they're like American, if I remember right. They have like accents and stuff.
Oh.
And that did kind of make me think about maybe the social commentary the person who made it is trying to say about like the exploitation of, I don't know, South Korea.
Wow.
And also just the fact that it's all people in debt. Like, it's not people who like just like money. You know, it's all people who really have decided that they would rather die or get the money. Like, they don't want to live how they're living, basically.
Those people who have nothing left to lose. And I think that's the concept of it all, really. The guy who goes out looking for the people to join the games, he's looking to exploit these people, really. But he says, we've given you the choice. So he kind of puts the choice back in the hands. And with that, saying that, no, you have the choice to leave after every single game. Like, if you don't want to stay, you can leave. But then that is proving the point that humans are greedy. And you put those people, you put 150 people in the same room together, and that money, and you see their kind of eyes light up when the money starts dropping.
The main character,
we could all go home and live, or what? Just one more game.
Just one more game. They kept saying that.
Just one more.
That was annoying me. I can't lie. I was like, you've had your game. Go home.
It's that dopamine rush, isn't it? You know, and you'll see it with
the adrenaline.
The adrenaline. People who people who gamble and go into bookmakers and slot machines. Think just one more spin. It's that hit. And I'm the same. I'm like, just one more episode, please. I just want just give me one more. I'll go to bed afterwards, knowing I'm going to stay up the whole night watching. It's humans. We're so animalistic in that sense.
Yeah, as you said, like just one, bro. FIFA packs and all these. Do you know what I mean? Oh, let me open one more pack. Like Fortnite. Oh, let me get one more. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's everywhere. This gambling, and you know what? I think it's arrived. Squid Game has arrived at the perfect time, because this is like the peak of like. I don't know if I would say the peak, but just with the way, even just games, okay, we're talking games, like children's games, right? So Fortnite, fair enough, like, I wouldn't say it's like for kids, but even though you got like 6-year-olds playing it and stuff. But like, bro, there's gambling in it. Bro, like, there's kids gambling in Fortnite, essentially, you know, pay to win, what was it? You spin something and get a, you know what I mean? Like, gambling is everywhere, and I feel like, obviously, Squid Game is like, it's normalized, and I think Squid Game is here to like show us how absurd it is, you know, to have it in these you know, young people's lives, like they're just being exposed to it at such a young age. And that's why I'm looking at it now, you know. It's actually crazy. Like, I'm not saying that not that I gamble, chill out, but like, it's made me aware of certain things, like, you know, just know when you've had enough, like know when to stop, know when to stop, because
when the fun stops, Jordan. Stop when the fun stops.
Stop when the fun stops.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I also think that, like, whilst they are choosing to do it, but it is also like they're going out and finding people who need it, and then they're giving them like the illusion of choice. Like, they're making it seem like you have a choice. Like, you can play or you don't. Like, you can or you can't. But if they really felt that way, like the people who control the games, then they would have just picked anyone. But they're picking people who don't really actually have a choice. Like, the choice is like maybe win or maybe go home and like live in dirt and struggle again. And it's sort of putting all of that responsibility onto like these people who are very vulnerable and in very like tough situations, but it's like throwing it in their face. Like, you have a choice, you can leave, like you can, but they shouldn't. If that was the case, then they would have just picked people who, like, just picked anyone, basically.
Yeah. I think, so, like, you sparked something. I feel like they're picking people that are, like, as you're saying, the way I like to put it is, like, and I've heard this phrase being used around, but, like, survival mode. Like, people that are in survival mode, like, can I even say, for myself, like, we've all come from different backgrounds, innit? But for myself, like, you know, growing up in, like, East London, you know, living on the block type thing, like,
big up.
Big up East London. But like, you know, in a way I was in survival mode myself, you know. If I was out on the street, okay, let me, first of all, shout out my parents, they raised me well and everything. Before I say something crazy. But if I was out on the streets and some guy was like, yo, here's a $5, am I gonna be like, bro, I would take that $5 wholeheartedly? Are you crazy? Like, you know, like, you know, it's money, you know. I was in a state where it's like, I would take anything I could get type thing, you know. And I feel like that's what they were doing. Like they're picking on people that are in these states where it's like, you know, if you're comfy, like if, as you said, if they went to anyone, they'd be like, nah, like I'm chilling, I'm
we
chilling.
choose to stop now.
But they go for these people, innit? And linking it back to culture and stuff, and what you were saying about South Korea, I feel like it does. Maybe there is some underlying theme from the writer. I need to find out, because the way, like us, like right now, I'd say we're pretty all right. We're quite blessed. We're in, you know, you know what I mean. We're blessed. You know, we got running water, blah blah blah, all the nice stuff. But like when we look at third, I'm not saying us by the way, but for some people, when they look at third world countries, you know, and they see them going through this stuff and like, I don't know, wars and stuff. Like I feel like some people, as much as there is empathy, I'm not saying no one's empathetic, but like it's like, oh, that can never happen to us. Like, do you know what I mean? Oh, we're untouchable type thing. And it's like, I feel like the writer has put us in a position as like we're the rich, as you were saying, we're the rich people. You know, in the Squid Game sense, we're the rich people watching these people in survival mode in these third world countries. Just they're going through these things. We're like, oh, we're untouchable. Like we'll never go through that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And not really like seeing those problems as real. You know, as like the children's games type thing. I'm not saying. I'm using that very lightly, but like in comparison to real life, I feel like that's how they've done that, and he's written it very it's to make us, you know, question if we have empathy and if we can. Yeah, that was a bit of a brain fart. I just thought of that one. I don't know how you feel about that one, guys, but so
morally, do you think that you could compete in Squid Game?
Nah, right now, no. Be real, no. Like knowing that it's death, or just in general, like if I had not known and the guy came and approached me, what are you saying?
Was
that
that to
Are
us?
you throwing that question back?
I was saying like right now, knowing what the games are.
Was that a yes or a no?
Like right now, knowing what the games are.
Yeah.
Or like if the guy was to approach me without me having a clue of what the games are. No.
Okay.
Honestly,
Either way, no.
Nah. Either way, no. Either way, no.
Okay.
Yeah. Nah. What about you guys?
I mean, how much are we talking?
Gosh.
I think that's just me as a person. No, could I do it? But no, I don't believe I could do it.
Yeah.
But I think that everyone's got that human nature part of them inside them where like everyone will think, could I? I mean, no, I can't.
No.
Could I?
Yeah.
No, I can't. But I think the show does something really good especially in season 2, where you have a guy go in there and then who's in a lot of debt, and then his mum is in there as well.
Yeah.
And she goes in there to try and help her son with his debt.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I cannot stand that son, by the way.
I know. He's very jarring. But imagine you go in there and your mum's in there as well.
Bro.
And the fact that he what he did to his mum during the show, I don't know if he had that, if he had that much involvement in it, but he chose. Well, he chose to stay in when he said to his mum he was going to leave. So that's your mum's life you're risking, let alone your own life. But imagine your family's life,
bro.
Yeah.
Every man for himself.
Morally, that's what I'm talking about. Morally, like how can you get to that point as a human being where you step over your own family for financial gain?
That's crazy.
But it happens, you know, and I think that's what it's highlighting. Is that it's highlighting that everyone is capable of doing that.
Oh, okay, I hear what you're saying.
You know, it brings that kind of human element back to it. You think, no, I could never do that.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's very much like a spiral as well. Like, I don't think that if we were put in the games and we knew nothing, I don't think it would be a situation where we think, could I kill someone to earn this money? Like, I think they sort of delude themselves into like, we can all work together, we can all make it, or like at least like my whole group will make it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I think if I was really desperate and if my life outside of it was really bad and I could fool myself into, well, maybe like, because I don't think they say like it has to be one person. So if I like fooled myself, maybe we can all make it. I'm personally not going to kill anyone. If they choose to be here and then they die, that's not my choice. That's their choice. The same way if I died, I don't think I would put that on every other player as much as I might put it on like the guard or myself for choosing to play. You know, I think it only gets very morally weird for me if it was a close call between people wanting to go home and people wanting to stay. Like in that situation, I think I would always just vote go home, because it's not fair to like hold people hostage in a game that they don't want to be in, really. But yeah, so I just think if the situation is dire enough, I think you can fool yourself into about anything, really. Yeah.
Okay, little question. Say you were just in the games anyways. How do you operate? How do you? Is there anyone you would like? Okay, don't say I'd like be like the main character and try and help it, but like give me an original answer. How would you operate? Like, would you try and make alliances? Would you stick to like? Would you stay by yourself? Like, what
it's giving Hunger Games.
Yeah.
When they're like allies, and then you're thinking, bro, but someone's got to die. Like you've all got to die. But am
I gonna let someone snake me, or am I gonna snake? Like that's it. If it's a life or death thing, I love you. But I'm not going home. You know, like I'm staying.
Oh, okay.
Like
going to your grave.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it's been nice knowing you, Jordan. Like, but for real, like I think if we've all seen enough TV shows where people get snaked, and so I'm not trying to be that person. But if I'm trying to win a game, I think you have to play strong.
Whoa.
So if you can kind of try and survive and blend in. Yeah, it's tough,
man. It's easy to say it like,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
but you obviously don't want to bring too much attention to yourself and become a target.
Yeah.
I think I would just stay to myself. Maybe like talk to people when they're talking to me, but like stay to myself. But I'll be so honest, like I'm not in any Squid Game, obviously, but I know now that I would not flipping win. So I think I would just stay in the corner crying, because I know like the next game's probably gonna be my last. Like I don't even think I have like the desire to win like that. Like every time I watch a horror movie, like a life or death movie, I'm just I would kill myself. Like I just couldn't. It's just not even worth it. Like the ones where it's like someone's hunting you or something, or like everyone else has got this thing and it's only you and you've got to get out. It's like
like zombie films.
I'm just like, bro, I'll be part of the mass. Like, why am I going to be special by myself? Like, no. I really don't believe. I just don't think I have that survival instinct. So I think if I was in the Squid Games, I would cry. I would just cry. Red light, green light. I would just sob. Like, yeah. Yeah, because I feel like to be in the games, you got to think you're going to win. Like, you've got to believe in yourself a bit. Me, no faith in myself. I cannot lie.
I hear it. Damn.
Like, do you guys, is there like a small part of you that thinks if I was in it,
as in you?
No, if you. No, don't answer for me.
I mean, I'd give it a go. I think you have to be in it to win it.
For sure. I'd give it a go, but me, the way I'd go about it, I'd try and make friends with people, innit?
I would trip you up in red light, green light.
Oh my god!
I'd be blowing.
Oh my,
on the back of your head.
This guy.
See where the bumblebee, the flies start swarming around.
No, that was a lot. That was a lot.
That's unfair. That's uncalled for.
Bro, no, they can't be doing that. Yeah,
the bee is an op. The bee is a spy.
See, that's something else that annoys me. It's like in like the first season, I remember there was like some talk or like some speech where one of the guards was like, this whole game is supposed to be fair. Everyone has an equal opportunity.
Oh, it's not fair.
I'm like, bro, no, they don't. Get that bee away from that girl now. That is not fair. And like so much of it isn't fair when you think about it.
I think another thing with season 2 as well is they've kind of, you got the story of the guards as well,
right,
where they haven't quite explained a lot of that yet, and they're trying to. There was some guards like trying to not unalive some of the contestants,
Yeah, but that was for the organs, wasn't it?
Yeah, because they're trying to make money, and so there's and the people who are off the island trying to find the island. There's that they need to tie that whole story. Like there was a lot of filler.
It was a setup.
Not enough
The
killer. A
first
lot of filler.
few episodes, I was like, I don't care. Like, why are we looking for this guy for so long?
Yeah.
Like that really annoyed me. It was such a slow start.
Yeah.
And then, like, it just took up so much time. Like, we only got 7 episodes, and I think like the first 2 were them just looking for this guy.
Yeah.
And like the characters weren't important either. Like the ones who were looking for him, it was like, we don't know you, and we don't really care about you. Like,
see, when player 1 joined the game, I hadn't seen any of the I hadn't seen any spoilers, so I had no idea player 1 was about to join the game.
Oh, you mean? Oh, yeah, number one. Okay, yeah.
The masked man.
Yeah.
So when he stepped out, I was like, oh, okay, now I see where we're going.
Yeah.
And I thought they did that twist really, really well. Yeah, I really enjoyed that whole. There's a spy in the camp.
Yeah.
And how he was able to survive through the games as well.
Did you guys feel a bit fooled by him? Like, for a moment, I was like, oh, like, I think he's changing. Like, he's helping out.
I feel like they tried to, I feel they threw a little red herring in there. I think that's what it is. They kind
a lot of his
you...
actions, I was like, okay.
You guys need to fix up. What action?
Like, he was helping when he was shooting up all the guards. I was like,
he was killing
why
his own
would the
employees.
why would he do that unless he's like had a change of heart? Like, he was proper like ruthless with it. But I think, like, looking back, it's a situation of, from what I understand, because we got that backstory with that girl as well, who was a guard, is that like they prey on these vulnerable people and they choose to either like make them a guard or put them in the game. So I don't think he actually had any like value in like the people working, and that's why he could like shoot them up. But at the time I was like, oh, okay, like he's kind of on our side, because he could have really just gone ahead and shot player 4, 5, 6 in the head. Do you know what I mean?
Who's to know he's not gonna reverse it again? Who knows? We haven't seen the last of it. I feel like there's more.
Question. I hope we're not jumping ahead, but like, where do you think it's headed? What do you think?
Season 3 predictions.
Yeah, season 3 predictions.
Okay. Someone else go, because I have no idea.
For me, I think player 4, 5, 6 will again get to the final of the games. I feel like he has to. I feel like he has to get to the end again. And more than likely, player 1, it might come down to a little showdown with him and player 1 again. I don't think it's that 3-dimensional. I feel like it's going to be quite straightforward, and the audience is going to be able to guess how it's going to end.
Do you think?
Yeah. What I think we have to remember is that I'm pretty sure like season 1 took like 10 years for them to make. So season 2 is always going to be like a little bit, and season 3, because season 3 has even less time in between it. It's always going to be like a bit more straightforward.
Yeah.
I hear it.
And I just think it's not as ideologically complex. It's just kind of is what it is. They're gonna fight it out. The games are gonna continue, or they're not. I personally think they won't, because main character plot armor. But it'd be cool if they did, and it was like a commentary on how you can't stop it or whatever. But yeah.
And you know what? I'm just thinking of like the craziness of it. Yeah, I feel like it would stop. But I reckon there'll be other, like, what if there's so many other operations happening on different islands? Bear in mind, they're on some hidden island. What if, like, they've stopped one, but there's, like, 10 others? Or there's, like, 12? I reckon there's, like, another plot like that, like, where you, at the end, you see, like, another, like, I think that it's going to be crazy like that. Like, another, like, lot of people going into games, and you're like, hang on, and you realise there's multiple operations. That's what I think it's going to go into. But, yeah, I think it will have a happy ending for the most part. But, yeah, that's where I'm at.
Yeah, I just feel like, so go.
No, I was going to say, falling in love with characters is very similar to shows of like Game of Thrones magnitude, where I was told from the beginning, don't fall in love with your favourite character. Because they will end up getting
especially if your favourite character isn't the main character,
and especially in Squid Games where everyone has to go.
Bro, when
don't fall in love with
his name was Ali died, I was depressed. I was like, poor guy.
Bro, don't get me started on Ali, man. He's so sweet, man.
Yeah.
Oh no, that was in the marble one, wasn't it?
Yeah. with the guy who made it all the way to the last round.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a bit of a rant.
Okay.
But I do not care for the main character at all.
Hang on a second.
What?
I don't like him at all. He's very. First of all, I liked him season 1 until the very last episode, and then it's like, bro, go see your child. Like, why are you waiting around for like a year or however long it is? You're not spending any of them. That pissed me off. It's like, I get you feel a bit guilty about this money, but you're giving money to random people. Go see your kids. Oh my god.
Right.
I even have a sore throat. That's how passionate I am.
I liked him a lot in season 1, where you see him, he's smiling a few times.
Yeah, he's
and you
cute.
see the comparison between season 1 where he's, how he gets to the games and he's like, oh. But then season 2 he's just on a vengeance.
Yeah. Season 2, I think we really see his
Very
corruption.
Serious.
Like he has a better intention than the people who run the games, but he really isn't better than them in like the terms of he's also kind of exploiting people. Like he's paying people to go find this guy who we know is probably dangerous, and he is dangerous. He like killed two of them. But he's like offering them money. They don't even get it, I don't think. He's just like, yeah, once you find him, I'll give you so much money. It's just like, shut up. And then when he's in the games, first of all, he just did my head in, like,
What?
because just
it's like don't. What is it like when he's advising people or like what?
Yeah, like just his whole attitude and like the fact that he didn't just immediately say like I've been here and he's just like trying to be all mysterious and stuff. I'm like, just why are you gatekeeping this? Like, just tell us. Like, it's not that big of a deal. Also, another thing that annoyed me was like, why the policeman didn't just show him a picture of his brother? Like, we could have just skipped. Like, that just annoyed me.
Yeah.
But no, what I was going to say about the main character is I just don't think he's that good. I think he's very corrupt. Like, towards the end, like the final like battle between the guards and the players. He kind of did like a whole the ends justify the means situation where like he sacrificed a lot of people and he didn't like warn anyone. Like they were just hiding under the beds whilst everyone was fighting because they had other intentions. But it's like, you're here to save these people, but you're using them as bait, because I don't really think he is there to save people. I think he's there to like get vengeance because he feels bad about what he did. And it's like, go cry me a river, whatever your name is.
Wait, sorry. What you say? You think he feels bad about what he did, as in winning the games previously?
Yeah, I think he carries guilt about that. But he's trying to like place all of his guilt onto them. Like, well, they made me. It's bad games, and it is. Like, it definitely is. Yeah. But it's like.
You think he's become a monster? He's become just like them.
Yeah, he really has.
Yeah,
he's not any better, because he went into the second games like, let's save everyone, and then like by the end, he's talking to player one. I forget the exact conversation, but they're saying like a lot of people would die, but it's for the greater good. It's like, but they're gonna die. I thought you were going there to like help them out.
Very true. Very true.
It's also just like, he better not win because he doesn't need that fucking money. He doesn't spend any of it. Anyway.
That's a good run, because you made a good conversation when he was talking to player one. You may have to, someone's gonna have to like help me on this one, but I'm pretty sure at the beginning I remember they were talking about sacrifice. So they had a conversation about sacrifice, and long story short, I'm pretty sure the main character was saying like, you don't need to sacrifice people or lives or whatever. But then it came to this conversation, and then he obviously changed his, because he's backed up into a corner essentially, innit? He's like, this is do or die. Either we do it or we don't. Either we do it or we're staying in here and playing these games again. So yeah, he then went back and said, look, we have to sacrifice. And like, I remember the camera goes back onto player one, and he's looking at him like I don't know if you guys remember that part, but you just remember, it goes back on player one. He's like, and player one is basically like realizing like, oh, this guy he's switched up. Like, he's not playing games.
He's just like me.
He's just like me, innit? So it's like, I'm just sitting in that one. That's crazy.
But yeah, I think he was such a cutie pie in season 1. I think that's why I hate him so much, because his downfall is insane. And what pisses me off the most is like, he just didn't go see his kid. Like, just go see your kid. It just annoys me. Like, even the end of season 1 when he goes to the plane and he gets off, I'm just like, no, like I was not empowered. Like I feel like that was supposed to be like a period moment, but I was just like, go see your child. And also the end of season 1, I felt like we already started to see that downfall when he had that bet with the old man about whether someone would help the homeless person. It's like, bro, just go help the homeless person yourself. Like, why are you then betting? Like, aren't you then, isn't it a game as well? Like, aren't you just watching the game as well from your flipping high up in the apartment? Like, you're just no better than them immediately. Like, your downfall was literally within a year of you sitting there. Why did he even dye his hair red, by the way? It looked terrible. I think that's all I
That's actually going to be my next point, you know. If anything, I wouldn't say I'm mad at him for the, like, it's just the red hair. That red hair didn't make sense. I don't even
I'm glad they left that for that one episode. If he had that in season 2.
Yeah, it would have jarred me.
Well, this is more of a question. Because I haven't watched Endgame, I think is that where Thanos is from? The villain?
Avengers.
Avengers, right. Yeah. So this character is like obviously like inspired by him. Like he has the nails the color of the gems. He
has that phrase.
He has the hair and he has the, I don't know, the general whatever.
One of his bars is when he raps. What is it? What do you remember? Like when
he's from like an actual like K-pop boy band.
I'm not surprised.
I thought so.
I'm not surprised.
I didn't think his rapping was that good. I was like, okay.
No.
One of his raps was something to do on the lines of like rapping so well that he deletes half the population, which is what Thanos does. I forgot what the bar was, so someone knows, you know.
So yeah, well, have you guys watched the movie?
Oh yeah,
yeah. I'm up to date.
I think it's the most watched Marvel, movie ever, and I've not
Marvel
watched it. But yeah, like, why do you? Again, like, sort of from my mentality, where everything happens for a reason, everything is like a choice. Why do you think the creator chose to like make this person inspired by Thanos?
Damn. You know what?
Go on,
bro. Okay, let me quickly get this off my head. I think from what I'm seeing, the similarities in character, this Thanos guy didn't care, right? Now, Thanos in the Avengers, he's very much, I think his main purpose or his main like goal in that film was like, bro, like people are just messed up. So I'm gonna get rid of half because that was pretty much the message.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna get rid of half. It'll make the world a better place.
Humans are terrible.
They're terrible.
That was the whole.
That's basically,
that was Thanos's.
Yeah. Which some would argue like he's spitting. However, I'm not gonna go into that. But this Thanos, I feel like there's so many similarities because I feel like he didn't care to the point where, bro, like he's in a game, people are dying. It's like, bro, at the end of the day, I want to get paid. I don't really care about, people in a sense. Like I think he just didn't have the regard for people as Thanos did in Avengers. Obviously they had different goals. This guy's trying to win for money and stuff. But even up to death and the whole fight scene, it seemed like he was there for bants. Like
redemption. Normally like they try to redeem them in like their last moments.
Yeah, like he was
I just irritated.
Exactly. He was still on some like happy-go-lucky type thing. I know he was like on some drugs or whatever, but like I think in that regard, like the disregard for like human life and thinking I think the purple head dude from Squid Game, I think he also had the same thought on people like, like these guys are here because we're all here because of our debt. Like we're all scum basically. I think that's what that kind of vibe. So he's like, bro, if you die, like, it's doing the world a favor type thing. So I feel like maybe that's where the link is. Also the purple obviously he's got purple hair. Thanos has purple skin. That's definitely got to be a bit of a link. But yeah, I think it's the way they view humans. That's what I'd say as well. Yeah. What are you saying, George?
I mean, it's hard to compare Squid Game Thanos with. there really isn't. They're both. There's a lot of development with Marvel Thanos. There's a lot of backstory there, and there's a lot of I think it goes quite deep if you want to get into Marvel and the old Thanos' backstory. There's a lot to unpack there. But with Thanos from Squid Game, he's very much he's just very one-dimensional. I think we don't get to know much about him and his backstory and why he is like he is. He's quite arrogant and how he went out. He didn't have to be there. He thought he was a bit of a bully character, and he got what he got. But do I miss him? No, not really. He wasn't my favorite character.
Absolutely not. However, he added a different element view on the games, and like, because everyone's in there kind of in like a I want to win type thing. I feel like Thanos, he wanted the money, but he was also like kind of on some childlike kind of, like this guy on the games, he was like, wasn't he like proper like excited and like a little kid type thing, especially on the carousel team.
And he pushed all the people in red light, green
That's
light.
true.
Remember?
Oh yeah,
What a prick!
Yeah.
But no, here's the thing. Doesn't that, you know them school bullies?
Yeah.
School bully. He was acting like one of those, isn't it? Like, and that's what you would do in a kids game. Say like, I don't know,
like
if you would
musical statues.
Yeah, yeah. There's some certain times where like I'll do that. Like I'll
So you
tickle
a
someone,
school
or like I'll
bully?
blow in someone's ear or something. I'm not a school bully. However, like he was. I think he was there to represent like the childlike nature of the games, innit? He was like that child that was having fun, but obviously he's pushing people and they're now dying. But like I liked what he brought to the games, because like it was like, yeah, everything's gonna go smoothly and that, but then you have Thanos on your team, he's just gonna mess you up like for no reason. You can be on his team, he'll bro. Like I think it was nice to have his characters and a different like character, like just a different approach to the games, isn't it? So I not that I miss him, but he's cool. He's alright.
I think they did quite well with the characters this year.
Yeah.
I really, they've got a lot of characters. You had a trans character in there,
Oh yeah.
which was really
Boss.
nice.
Not memorable though. I completely
Not
forgot.
memorable,
Oh, he's a boss
but
though, absolute boss.
yeah. But the fact that they was ex-military as well, and it helped out. And the kind of the conversation with the grandma and her, kind of, showing how she was a trans woman. I think there was a lot of character development in this season. There was a lot of I want to say representation for Squid Games.
Yeah.
I think they had to bring a lot of that stuff into season 2 as well. I think there's a lot bigger audience this time around. They didn't have to do that, but I feel like they did quite well in that.
Yeah. It wasn't too forced.
Mm-hmm.
Like just trying to include everyone and like, you know what I mean? Like, but they did include, they had representation, as you were saying. So I think it was nice.
I just wanted to talk to you guys about like how quickly they fall from like desperation into greed. Like at first it's like, oh my god, like I need to pay off my debt, and then like by the end they're like, we shouldn't stop now because we're so close to this amount of money. I just wanted to see, do you guys think that was like an accurate sort of, I don't know, timeline? Like, do you think it would be that easy to like go from I just need the money to, well, we might as well get a bit more?
Yeah. I think with the first couple of games, the winnings when divided up were not a lot of money.
Right.
And obviously the more people that went out, the higher the prize would be. But yeah, you can see in the beginning, everyone's, very nervous about playing the games. And it's crazy, isn't it? How even though they've seen the consequences of what can happen, they're still adamant about playing.
Yeah.
Because like you said, it's that human nature of greed, that drive for more, that when given the opportunity to leave and save your life, you said, no, I'm going to just play one more game.
Yeah.
I think like they were looking at every game as like a new target. For example, the first game was like, okay, it's probably not going to do much. Like I think they were like comparing it to like, I know a couple of them were complaining saying, oh, this ain't gonna cover our debt, blah blah. Second game, they're all like, yeah, we're all covered. I remember, I think one of the characters mentioned like, well, actually, this covers a bit of my debt.
Yeah, like let's go home.
Yeah. Third game, I think it was the fourth game where they said, I remember they were making jokes saying they can all buy their own farm, or they said after the fourth game they can buy their own farm or something. These guys are joking when they had divided, and so it just changed from like second to like the fourth game, innit? So they're already thinking ahead, but like the switch up. The switch in their mind where it goes from desperation to greed, is it accurate? Like, is that accurate? I say yes. I say yes, especially because of the cost. Like, after they lost people and they then see the money, they're seeing it like it's dopamine. Again, that's another dopamine. Like seeing the money go in, and that's ours now. Like, I think that's where it gets them, and the fact that the money is visible as well.
It's like it's right there.
It's like, bro, like this is ours now. So I think that's where it gets them easily. Like I feel like if the money wasn't seen, it's like a scam, bro. Like, come on now,
Yeah.
we ain't getting paid. But
when you see the divide within the group as well, and they get that confidence boost,
yeah,
they go, right, we all actually want to win this game.
yeah,
But then you've got the other half that doesn't want to win. And as the smaller groups form, and yeah, especially with like the team games, we're like, right, if I've got you next to me, we're gonna be okay.
yeah,
But yeah, the ones that don't have that connection with other players,
yeah,
you can see they're the ones that were gonna get picked off.
Yeah.
So it was about forming that network, that group, that gave them that confidence to want to continue playing.
yeah, yeah,
Because if they was all individual players
yeah,
and they weren't able to build groups and kind of coups and all this stuff, then they wouldn't be able to win.
yeah.
And they probably would have all left.
Do you think?
I think so. If it was just individuals
Yeah,
and they couldn't, build those kind of friendships or whatever it is, relationships in there,
yeah.
they all would have been like, okay, I'll take my however much money and my
Yeah.
X amount of money and then go.
Yeah, that's a fair point, actually. I probably would do the same.
Probably.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's just about everything.
Yep.
Is there anything else you guys wanted to say?
No, if you haven't seen Netflix, if you haven't seen Squid Game, it's on Netflix right now, season 2 streaming. Go and watch it.
And
Yeah.
They should sponsor us, man.
They should.
Then we're shouting them out and stuff, you know.
Innit? I have some suggestions.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
kill off the main guy.
Oh my god, bro.
Wow.
I did not. Hey, I
I'm
did not
tired
see
of
that.
him.
Volunteering for season 3.
Yeah. That's all. Thanks so much for watching or listening. And go see your kid.